Kung inyong lingkod si Corina Sanchez.
MBS4 was, you might say, the birthplace of Corina as the anchor.
Business Talks is the only show on Philippine television that dares discuss business.
I feel honored and privileged na kinuha ko at a time as a very young anchor and they entrusted me with a very good show.
Mga kababayan, iba't ibang dako ng bansa.
I was exposed to some of the best minds in the industry. Yung sabi nila lahat ng magagaling sa TV nanggaling sa MBS4.
Laking pride na maging part ng PTV. Ito talaga ang kung bakit naging Doris Bigornia si Doris Bigornia.
Yan si Angelique Lazo po ito. My love affair with television, my love affair with broadcasting started here in PTV. And it has helped me to do more interviews, to be more effective as an anchor and as a host.
Ako po si Rafi Tulfo. PTV4 ang nag-jumpstart ng aking career. I'm not gonna be here where I am had it not been for PTV4.
Ilan lang sila sa mga haligi ng industriya ng pamamahayag na nanggaling dito sa People's Television Network o PTV. Pero paano nga ba nagsimula ang inyong pambansang telebisyon?
This is GTV Network, covering the Philippines.
Pebrero 2 taong 1974 nang sumahimpapawid ang Government Television o GTV4, isang dibisyon ng National Media Production Center o NMPC sa bisa ng Presidential Decree ni dating Pangulong Ferdinand E. Marcos Sr. Ito ang isa sa kanyang mga legasiya, naging Maharlika Broadcasting System o MBS noong 1980, kung saan sinimulan ang pagbubukas ng iba't ibang provincial stations. Nang sumiklab ang EDSA People Power Revolution noong 1986, napalitan ang pangalan nito bilang People's Television o PTV.
Channel 4 is on the air again to serve the people.
March 26, 1992, nang italaga ito bilang korporasyon at tinawag na People's Television Network Incorporated o PTNI sa bisa ng Republic Act 7306 na pinirmahan ni dating Pangulong Corazon Aquino. Ito rin ang naging official broadcaster ng malalaking international sports competitions. Muling binago ang pangalan nito bilang National Broadcasting Network or NBN noong July 16, 2001 sa ilalim ng pamumuno ni dating Pangulong Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. At ibinalik uli sa People's Television, 13 taon na ang nakalilipas. Bago na mayagpag ang karera ng ilang sikat at respetadong journal, nahubog muna sila sa inyong pambansang TV. Malayo na ang kanilang narating, pero hindi nila nalimutan kung paano sila nagsimula.
PTV, the country's national broadcasting network, traces its humble beginnings in 1974.
I started with Channel 4 TV division pa lang yun ng National Media Production Center. Kami bali yung mga writers, no? And producers also. We started producing a newscast, News Today, Balita Ngayon, on GTV4.
This is GTV Network, covering the Philippines.
Incidentally, we got also Lulu Santiago Matubis at si Ruben Ilagan. Sila yung mga unang newscaster ng TV newscast ng GTV4. I was the deputy news director when News Center 4 was created. When it became MBS, I was news director.
I held several radio programs sa Voice of the Philippines. E de, martial law nga noon, nagkaroon ng program na simulcast na naman pulong-pulong sa kaunlaran, ako yung radio host. Nung nagpo-put up sila ng news program sa TV, kinuha na naman nila ako doon, katandem si Mr. Ruben Ilagan. So yun, that's how I started in TV.
Nakuha ako for television, gawa ni Carmen Guerrero Nakpil. Kailangan nila ng pwedeng mag-edit ng mga scientific papers. Ito mga one page lang para madaling ma-distribute. Naggustuhan nila yung ginawa kong editing, pero gusto nila merong programa sa TV na interviewin yung mga scientists. So yun ang unang pasok ko sa media ng Channel 4.
This is Maharlika Broadcasting.
Start ako ng 1982. Noon, ang interest ko talaga, hindi naman sa news, gusto ko sa production. I went through that ng talagang doon ka muna sa pinakababa, nagugupit ng mga dispatches from Associated Press, Reuters, o yung PNA. Ang tanging kaligayahan ko noon, pagka nakita ko na yung may binigay na ako na balita kay Mel Chanco. Narinig ko na siya, binasa niya yung balita. Yun na ang achievement ko noon.
I literally started from scratch. Yung scratch paper, yung galing sa mga wire services, foreign wire services na pinuputol namin. And then we would write the stories, using broadcast language, yung pag-anchor sa newscast, na I will admit talagang it was a learning experience as the days went by. Parang dun ko unti-unti pang hinasa yung skills sa pagharap sa camera.
When I entered the MBS4 newsroom, dun ko nalaman na, ito ang gusto kong gawin for the rest of my life. And then, naging trainee ako. Bumubuntot ako sa mga reporter. Tapos magsasubmit din ako ng storya. Minsan, mas maganda pa yung kopya ko kaysa sa reporter. Ang unang storya kong sinulat na umere, hindi ako nag-voice. Si Angelique Lazo, ang sama-sama ng loob ko. Hindi naman ako nawalan ng loob. Pinag-aralan ko talaga yun.
MBS was my entry point into broadcast. My parents didn't know that I kinda dropped out of school for a while to try to be employed. So I went in there with the dictionary in my hand. Ewan ko kung bakit ko naisip na yun ang aking accessory of choice. But I went in, I applied, and I immediately got hired as an editorial assistant. Paminsan-minsan, taga-timpla ako ng kape ni Mel Chanco. Not that it was my job description, kaya lang parang I was so excited being part of a bigger group, and broadcast was really an exciting world for me.
I started out with, of all things, hourly news in Tagalog. You have to make your spills interesting, no? Sometimes I would come up with ideas like, mula sa himpilang pambalitaan ng sambayanang Filipino sa Manila, ito ang ating hourly news. Ganun na. From there, I went to pangunahing balita, doing Tagalog. I ended up doing English news already. And then I had Saturday, or was it Sunday news, 45 minutes solo. Tina-type yung script, mahaba yun, rolyo yun. Typewritten. And then, that's where we review our script.
Unti-unti silang nabigyan ng break at naipamalas ang galing sa mundo ng pagbabalita.
I became a weather girl for the primetime newscast. I also became a beat reporter. And then I became a part-time pinch hitter. Kaya noong mga panahon na yon, pinagdadasal ko na magkasakit yung mga anchor. Huwag naman sana ako makarma. And then one day, one of the anchors didn't come back. Ako na yung pumalit as the anchor in the primetime newscast.
So, ako pong inyong lingkod, si Corina Sanchez.
I became a reporter, beat reporter. Ang top-rated news was PTV4. Nung post-EDSA. So I stayed on. The first time I did an on-air live sa studio was when then Renegade Colonel Onasan was arrested. Nung pauwi na kami, biglang nagradyo si Dada Santiago. Siya yung head ng desk. Naaresto si Gringo, malapit sa bahay namin, ganyan. And at that time, sobrang pinaghahanap siya kasi the country was going to host the ASEAN Summit and government was afraid na magkakagulo kung hindi ma-arrest si Gringo. Yung crew ko, kuryente yan. Ayaw nilang pumunta. I insisted. Pagdating namin dun sa bahay kung saan siya inaresto, yung kasambahay, sabi sa akin, takot na takot siya kasi si Gringo nagtago sa ilalim ng kama niya. Nandun siya nakaupo. Nakita lang yung boots ni Gringo. Kaya siya nahuli. Tapos isa pang witness nagsabi, sumaludo pa nga ang arresting officer kay Gringo. So marami akong interviews na gano'n. Nobody ever got that story except me. Naging tatak ko na yung di ba, yung may exclusive, yung maraming scoops.
Pag nagbabiyahe na si Mrs. Marcos, sinasama na ako to cover her and for her speeches also. The first time, Channel 4 had a talk show, ako yung host ng Face the Nation. And our first initial broadcast was in Malacanang and the guest was the president. That was how I got into covering the president for live television.
Naging radio host ako, naging executive producer, naging writer, voicer, documentaries na pang-radyo, nagawa ko na lahat yun. Sa TV, ganun pa rin, gumagawa ako ng programa for television, nag-host ako, nag-a-anchor.
Binigyan ako ng segment sa Good Morning Manila.
Hi, Good Morning Manila. It's the 24th of February, a Monday.
Yung segment ko noon was Profiles. So I was in charge of interviewing mga celebrities and mga important personalities. Nung time ni President Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo, inimbitahan ako kasama si Ray Langit to anchor the late afternoon, early evening news program called Teledyaryo.
Samantala po, nakatagda.
In between that, meron din kami iba pang programs. It was called Balit Talakay. This was more of a talk show. So may balita. So merong mga mainit na balita and then yun ang tatalakayin ninyo.
Malaking parte sa kanilang propesyon ang mga taong nakasama nila sa trabaho kung saan may nakakatuwang eksenang tumatak sa kanilang isipan.
Dahil early morning show kami, yung mga kasama ko noon parang unti-unti na nabubuo yung mukha namin as the program progressed. Meaning sa umpisa, wala pang kilay and then after the first gap, may kilay na.
Mag-launch yata si Mrs. Marcos ng remote sensing. Sabi sa akin sa earphone, Rita, Mrs. Marcos is already entering, so please ask for the air. Sabi ko, ano yung ask for the air? Sabi ko, bakit nakakahinga naman ako? Ano ba yan? So, Rita, are you nervous? Well, ask for the air. She's already here. Can I have some air, please? Believe me, naglabasan lahat ng tao sa OB-van at nahimatay ng kakatawa.
Si Doris, oh my God, takot na takot ako sa kay Doris. Siyempre, mas senior siya sa akin. Tapos, nagvo-voice ako. Yung mga cubicle naman dun, siyempre, hindi pa uso yung mga super soundproof. Tapos siyempre, binibigay mo yung all mo pag voice, tapos may kakatok sa kabila. Ay! Si Doris. Sorry po.
Hindi naging madali ang pinagdaanan ng iba, pero sa gabay ng mga veterano sa industriya, nahasa ang kanilang talento sa pagsusulat.
Si Jess Matubis ang news director. Ang desk noon, overall, parang desk supervisor, si Dinga Helonia, yun ang talagang sumpa talaga na experience. But I mean it in a good way. Bago ako nag-field work, Diyos ko, sabi ni Ding, sige, labas, cover mo tong storya na to. Di cover ako, parang galing na galing ako sa sarili ko, di ba? Galing ko. Galing ako sa ganitong eskwela eh. Tapos na yung newscast, hindi pa na-approve ni Ding yung script ko. Ano to? Babato sa'yo ni Ding yung script mo. Anong klaseng pagsusulat ito? Ulit. Tapos sa news, andun para hindi ka pa ina-approve yung script mo. Next, na-approvehan finally. O sige, VO mo. Nakatapos na ako ng isang buong pneumatic tape. 60 minutes, 1 oras yon. Ulit ako ng pag-voice over ko. Pack up na eh. Sarado na yung pisina. Andun pa rin ako, nag-VO pa rin ako. Ayaw aprubahan ni Ding. Hanggang hindi ko makuha yung tamang pagbigkas, tamang pagbasa, yung tamang tono ng boses mo sa pagbabalita.
I trained under the best writers, Ding Gahelonia, Jess Matubis. Naranasan ko na yung parang binasura yung script ko. Tapos makikita mo yung, wow, oo nga, mas maganda yung sinulat niya. Yung ganon. I learned the basics of writing and how to write better. How to write a good lead. Yung lead kasi ang pinaka-importante. Minsan sa kalandian ng lead ko, parang pinagtawanan sa kapangitan.
Pag hinawakan na ni Jess yung bigote niya, medyo medyo magtago ka na. At pagka medyo nawala na yung ngiti niya, ayan, medyo mag-alala ka na. But Jess was always so kind to me. Another one was Ding Gahelonia, who is not with us anymore. Yun ang talagang nagturo sa akin. Corina, ganito ang ginagawa ng mga editor, ganito ang ginagawa ng desk. They sort of decide whether they're gonna give you the break or not. And at that time, I was the youngest. I was the youngest of all of them.
Si Boss Jess Matubis, siya yung unang nagsalang sa akin sa camera because I was actually drawn to TV and to the news. Parang I felt like, I could do it. And I had it probably in me. One particular guy was the late Ding Gahelonia. He really patiently, he really looked over the scripts. He guided me on where the mistakes were, how do you improve it, paano mas mapapaganda yung mga storya, ganyan.
And I'm very proud to state that the big names in television news journalism today started at Channel 4. Ang Channel 4 is parang training ground ng mga sikat na journalist ngayon.
Well, congratulations, you're still on air. I'm happy that every administration sees the value of having an arm for information and for the truth. And as a word of advice to everybody who wants to start out, it's really not a glamorous job. I think the heart and soul of broadcasting is your heart and soul. And you really have to give it your all. Maligayang bati on the 50th anniversary of PTV4 sa lahat ng bumubuo nito at sa pamunuan, all the men and women who comprise the entire grid of PTV4.
Here's wishing PTV4 a happy 50th year. Ang dami nyo ng pinagdaanan. Congratulations!
Happy anniversary, PTV! 50 years na pala kayo. Wow! Ibig sabihin, tumanda ako kasama kayo. Yung pagse-celebrate ninyo ng 50 years, parang ako yata ang dapat magyabang. Patuloy nyo pang gawin ang ginagawa ninyo. Siguro mga 150 pa. Maraming salamat dahil ginawa ninyo ang isang Doris Ligoña. Thank you.
I'd like to greet everyone here in PTV a happy 50th anniversary. Hey everyone, we've gone a long way. We've come this far. Congratulations to you and to all of you and to all of us. At sana magpatuloy pa ang ating paglilingkod sa ating pong mga kababayan at higit sa lahat ang paglilingkod natin sa ating minamahal na bansang Pilipinas. Happy anniversary!